Hey, good Friday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majestic back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with the Weather Report, the North Georgia edition, exclusively for you Facebook subscribers and YouTube members here on your May the 15th, 2026. It also happens to be Free Sampler Friday, so everybody gets today's weather report. And if you'd like to help support our efforts to build a professional 24-hour weather channel, this is a way you can help contribute. You can become a Facebook subscriber and a YouTube member and get exclusive content like this, as well as behind-the-scenes looks of how we're proceeding as far as building out the channel. Again, we're looking at a great day, folks. Get ready for the coolest start here this morning that you're probably going to see until we get to the fall. It is very comfortable outside, to say the least. Got some 30s and 40s out there, but a lot of sunshine, and temperatures today will be pretty seasonable. Now, as far as this update is concerned, there's some question marks on the Sunday forecast. We are going to warm up this weekend, but the European showing something a little aggressive there. The short-term model is not, so we'll show that here in a second. We're going to be talking about the warmer weather, summer-like weather into next week, and we'll take a sneak peek and see how Memorial Day weekend's looking as well. So as you can see, it is a cool start here across the area. Let's go ahead and start our tour across the region. I mentioned yesterday that I thought Brasstown Bald would get down to 32. It got down to 31 this morning, again with that elevation at 4,700 feet. It is a chilly start, to say the least, up there at Brasstown Bald. Blairsville looking at a great start. Folks are out and about with a lot of sunshine this morning and definitely needing a light coat this morning, but you're not going to need it this afternoon. It's going to warm up nicely later this afternoon, looking great. Lake Lanier, great day to be on the lake, probably a great weekend to be on the lake. Just watch out. Lake levels are down across the area, so watch out for any obstacles that may be sticking out of the water that would not normally be there because the lake levels are down. So please be careful out there this weekend if you're happen to do any kind of boating. Let's go over to Helen. They're actually at 40 degrees this morning. You see the sun kind of rising up over the town as they're beginning our day there. The UGA campus is quiet. Of course, folks are out ready for school to be over with here, getting a bit of a summer break there at the UGA campus. And looking up there at Sky Valley, they're at 36 this morning. So again, these 30s and 40s, these are going to be the last time we see temperatures like this until the fall. I really think that's it, folks. Hope you get out and enjoy it. Dalton, you're looking at pretty clear skies there as well for this morning there at the train depot with a lot of sunshine. All right, let's look at our satellite picture, see what's going on with the big picture. As you can see, we've got a lot of clear skies here across the south. It's got a few thunderstorms up there in Illinois, but looking pretty good. If you got any plans heading on down to the Carolina beach or down to the Florida beaches, should be looking at good weather here for the weekend. Not bad overall, to say the least. As you see the temperatures across the south, everybody here pretty much below normal with the chilly weather. There's 41 there in LJ. There's a 44 over in Commerce this morning. There's a 47 up there in Kennesaw. So it is definitely a light jacket morning, but we'll lose that this afternoon as things will be fairly seasonable for this afternoon with our afternoon highs. All right, let's go dive into our model data, shall we? Let's look at the short-term model here as this will carry us through the weekend. Again, not a lot to show you today. We're looking high and dry here. You see some of this moisture back off to the west trying to track in here going into Saturday and Sunday. Not really kicking out any decent rain here, but you notice this is just showing probably some clouds, but not any moisture with this, because when I look at the rain totals here, not really showing much here going through Sunday. So very quiet, at least on the intermediate model. Now, the European's a little bit different. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Looking at temperatures this afternoon, this is where it's supposed to be. Upper 70s, around 80, lower mid 70s up in the mountains. Very seasonable looking day for May 15th for this afternoon. Now, tomorrow morning will not be as cool. A lot of 50s out there, but comfortable, not bad. And then the afternoon highs will be noticeably warmer. You'll notice this, 87, 85, 88, even got some 90s down here in southeast Georgia. So here comes summer, folks, coming up at us here Saturday and into next week. It's really going to be a nice warm week ahead. Now, looking at the jet stream, this little dip down here, this is what's been responsible for our little cool shot that's been kind of coming down into our area here for today. That's going to be quickly moving on out of here. And they're going to have some pretty active weather out in the middle of the country. We got this dip in the jet stream here out in the west. Kind of coming on. This is not going to progress here, but the battleground is going to be setting up right in here as we go through the early portion of next week. That's going to stay away from us. We've got a high pressure here off the southeast coast. It's going to keep that out of our hair. and that moves on off. So a very quick moving west-east flow here going into Memorial Day weekend. So not seeing anything there to spoil our plans. In fact, we got a huge ridge here kind of building out here in the west. Here's a little bit of a trough here. This could drag a cold front maybe going into Monday on Memorial Day, but this quickly moves on out. And boy, does it look like it's going to warm up big time across a big portion of the country as we go into the last week of May. So as we look at the height anomaly, again, you look at the blues and greens, that's our lower pressure. The reds and oranges, obviously the higher pressure. You can see that system kicking on out of here, and going into next week, going into early next week, see all this here in the east, definitely warming up. But you see the setup here. You get the blues here bumping into this here, and that's why we got the battleground here in the middle of the country. Classic setup there. As these two air masses kind of rub up against each other there. And we're going to stay warm next week, but eventually this is going to break that system down. So we'll have some sort of cold front coming in here on Thursday, it looks like. Probably die out across the area and enhance our rain chances a little bit. But it looks like it's temporary because look what happens here. We start getting that reestablishment here of the high pressure here across the area. They're, again, going into that Monday with this weak system up here to the north right here. This could drag a cold front into the area here going into Sunday and Monday, going into Memorial Day weekend, potentially. This moves on off, but look at this big red dome. It just kind of sits up across the entire country as we go into the last week of May. So definitely looking a bit on the warm side. You want to take a guess what the climate outlook looks like? I'm going to show you that here in a second. But anyway, let's look at the forecast model. Here's the question mark on Sunday. I want to see the afternoon run on this before I bite. But it's getting pretty aggressive here with some scattered showers and storms. I'm not going to complain if we get it because we need it. But this is going into Sunday evening. So I'll see if it's there on the afternoon run or not because I didn't see it there yesterday. Again, I always look for model continuity and consistency, and we'll see what happens here if this is something we need to be aware of going into Sunday. But for right now, I do not have it in the forecast. I'll see what happens later this afternoon. Now, going forward, again, we got a frontal system. Here's that front coming in on Wednesday and Thursday. So the rain chances do come up on Wednesday and Thursday here. And this kind of moves on out. And then you see the rain chances kind of linger into next week through the weekend. So that's good to see. Definitely a little more aggressive than what it was showing yesterday. So it looks like as we go into Memorial Day weekend, it looks like just typical summer weather. I mean, you were talking partly cloudy skies, afternoon showers and thunderstorms right through the weekend. Not a washout, but even down to the Gulf Coast. So just watch out for some of those scattered storms going to Memorial Day weekend. And it looks like we dry out a little bit here as we go toward the last week of May. All right, now as far as rainfall totals are concerned, let's take a look at that. So let's look at your 7-day total here. Again, you can see what it's doing here for the weekend. We'll take what we can get. I'm not going to argue if we get it. And then as we go all the way out to the 7-day here, we'll take it. It's not a whole lot, but it does pick up a lot. Look at this. I take it all the way out to the end of the run. That's good to see. Good to see a little more reds on the boat. Very heavy rain out here toward Texas and Arkansas and Louisiana. I would love to get some of this over us, but inch and a half, 2 inches, we'll take it. We'll definitely take it. I know our lakes will take it, but hopefully we get some more rain in here soon. All right, so let's look at our temperatures here as we go through the weekend. All right, so we got to go through the weekend here. We already saw what Saturday's going to be. Let's look at Sunday's afternoon highs here. And again, this will all be dependent on that rain. This is why it's cooler showing in here, because it's suggesting afternoon showers and storms. So we will see. If not, we'll be well into the 80s for afternoon highs, like upper 80s and 90s around south, similar to what we're going to see on Saturday. So going into your Monday afternoon, let's check out Monday next week. Again, 89, 90. Again, cooler up in the mountains, but very summer looking there on your Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, here's 90, 90, 90, 88, 84, 79 up in Blairsville. Again, very summer looking there on Tuesday. How about your Wednesday? Wednesday afternoon, it is cooler. Got that front coming on in here. So if that front comes on in here and stalls, that'll bring us better chance of rain. It'll back the temperature off. Again, I want to see another run on this to see if I'm going to bite on this early advancement. This is a little bit faster than what it was showing. So if it does, then we'll bring our rain chance up on Wednesday and Thursday. And then, again, it cools down going into Thursday because of the clouds and rain coming down. So looks like above normal temperatures moving in for the weekend, going into at least Monday and Tuesday, and then a question mark still on Wednesday and Thursday's forecast as far as the amount of rain that we're expecting across the region. Hopefully some decent amounts, all right? So let's go ahead and get into our climate outlook here. Again, you can kind of see, again, the above normal temperatures. We knew this is what we've been seeing here on the models here for next week. So this is your 6 to 10 day outlook. going here from the 20th to the 24th, and this will continue right through Memorial Day weekend into the last week of the month from the 22nd to the 28th with above normal temperatures here across most of the east. This is the good news here on the climate outlook. We want to see a lot more. We want to see greens on this every day to bring up the rain threat, help us out with the drought. So we're talking about not drought busting, but just chances of rain. We'll take it. 20th to the 24th with above normal chances, as well as the 22nd through the 28th. So increased chances of rain opportunities are going to be there. That's the good news, and that'll definitely help us out a lot in the drought department. Where if you saw that drought update, which I posted yesterday online, some slight improvement, but I do expect it to probably get worse, go back up again as we go into next week's report, because it's going too long between big rain events. Just taking too long to get these. So anyway, enjoy these cool mornings, man. 36 in Blairsville right now, 40s and 50s out there, low 50s. Very, very pleasant weather. But again, like I said, this is probably it. We're going to stay warm right through the end of the month. We're going into June after that. So this is it, folks. Last cool down for the spring and summer. It's moving on in here. I got to go work at Fox 5 this afternoon. We're working at the 10, the 4, 10, the noon, and the 4 today. You can check me out there, and I'll also be working on Sunday morning as well. All right, that's y'all's weather report. Y'all be good, stay safe, and we'll see you next week. You guys have a great and safe weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.